the last half of the speech, what Trump was talking about was he said, I want to get into some success talk.
Yes.
And I haven't heard a politician talk like this. I want to get into some success talk. And what he got into, he was talking about his pops. And regardless of what people think about his pops, he was talking about his pops' work ethic. And he said it's a surprise why they say the luckiest people work the hardest. And he's like talking about those people that really put the work in and the success that comes from it. People will look at it and call it lucky, when in actuality, they just putting their head down and grinding. And when he was talking about that, at the end, it resonated with me. I'm like, that's the kind of speech, that's the kind of commencement speech that should have been given at Morehouse by our current commander-in-chief. But he gave commencement of doom and gloom, and it should have been, no, put your head down and work, and everything will work out for you if you do that. I think it's the same thing, with anything, but this YouTube game, even for me, just taking it seriously and saying, you know what, this is what I want to do. Let me put the work in. And there was a stint where, I was, 7 days a week, I was grinding. And even myself, I kind of backed off a little bit and got a little bit of lackadaisical, got a little lazy, the money starts flowing in, and you start really getting, and then, so just hearing that yesterday, it motivated me, to say, you know what, I gotta step my game up even more than what I'm already doing. I need to go harder. I almost feel like I was, getting somewhat complacent and because of the success, but, at the same time, when you really start working, when you really start grinding, and people will say, "Oh man, you're lucky, man. You hit 100,000 subscribers in whatever. That's lucky." No, I was working my tail off.
You was going at it, and you still going hard.
But I kind of tailed off just a smidget, not a lot, but just a smidget. But hearing that yesterday, it motivated me to say, you know what, bro, F the BS, man. Work your tail off, man, because it's out here for you to get. And then just being on the stream yesterday, with these folks, man, and just seeing the love, seeing the people that's been with me since 20K, man, I found you at 10, and seeing that and hearing that, and they want to see you, and they want to hear from you, it just motivated me, man. So, I'm about it, man. I was like, I got to get out there. I was talking to my editor yesterday, and I was telling him, I was like, hey, bro, we're going to change the game just a little bit. To where, I'm going to start going live, a little more. I'm going to need you to, be able to chop these videos up, accordingly. That way I got content coming out every daggone day. Because up to this point, I had been kind of putting things out, but I kind of slowed it down to where I wasn't putting out content. There'd be a day when I wouldn't drop anything. And when I look at the most successful people out here in this space, they don't miss a day. That doesn't mean that they work every day, but they don't miss a day.
They don't miss it.
And that's what this is about, man. So it motivated me. That's why I got my shirt on right here. I don't know if y'all can see this right here, but
when you want to succeed as bad as you want to
breathe.
When you want to
succeed, you'll be successful.
As bad as you want to breathe, that's when you'll be successful.
Absolutely. That's my guy, E.T., man. You familiar with E.T., Eric Thomas?
Yeah. Full of energy, man. You been lighting up. Yeah, man. You keep it going. What? You keep it going. I love it. I think it's great, though. I mean, just like you admitted just now, that Trump is inspiring people to go harder. He's not only saying that, I mean, he's saying that when I become president, I'm going to go hard. I'm going to make sure that I do this, that, and the third for you all. I'm going to need y'all to do y'all parts too.
Absolutely.
To ensure that you have the best of this life that you have. You only get one. We have been teaching people how to grow online. It's been absolutely amazing. We have 3 people who have been able to reach monetization in less than 30 days. Growing YouTube channels, some from 0 people. We have one guy who had 2 subscribers before he started working with me. He started helping him. His views went up 4.8 million%. We're super excited. If anybody ever want to grow on YouTube, you reach out to me with the word coach.
Mm-hmm.
Only get one. Let's fix it. We're gonna fix it together. You're absolutely right, because when I was just now looking at the day going up that commencement speech that Joe Biden gave to
Dude, that was awful, man.
And then a couple of them turned their backs to him, just weren't listening. All he was talking about is how you got to be 10 times better to compete. You got to be what?
Yeah.
Come on, he talking about with the white man. You got to be 10 times better to compete with the white man. My thing is, bro, just go hard. You got this. Anybody, everybody.
He says that because he's a racist and he really believes that black people are inferior to white people. Just like, hey, he said, what did he say about how hey, poor kids can be just as good as white kids. He sees a hierarchy, and that's how he always sees it. He buddies with Robert Byrd. You know, he is a not a closeted racist, but he's trying to hide it. But it comes out just like his dementia and everything else. It comes out.
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
honestly, like that's how my mom and like my grandparents, that's how they spoke to me, but they came up in the Jim Crow South. So that it exactly was true. You did have to be 10 and 20 times better. And they're just, they're sharing their experience.
The
And
crazy thing
there's nothing
is
wrong with teaching kids to have a strong work ethic. I'm very grateful for those messages.
But the crazy thing is, I grew up down south. I grew up down south, and my parents obviously grew up down south, and my grandparents grew up in the Jim Crow South. And what I will tell you is that statement, "You got to work 10 times as hard," it's not true. That's the crazy part about it. It's not even true. You know what I'm saying? You just need to work hard. I know people that worked hard. They wasn't working 10 times as hard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They just put the work in.
That's a discouraging statement because the person's going to listen to that. I got to work 10 times harder to get to the same
To
place
get
that
to the
this
same
person
level.
I
has.
knew y'all were talking
So
about Jim Crow, Joe.
why am I going to try? Why am I
Yeah.
even going to bother?
That's it right
Because
there. It's the racist message to black people. Don't even try because you don't have a chance. And I don't agree with that. And to be honest with you, in 2024, most people are lazy as hell. Most. The competition level, to be honest with you, it ain't as great as
Hold
what
on.
people think it is.
Let me
To
tell
be
you
honest
something.
with you.
Hey, Deshaun, I apologize for cutting you off, big dog, but I gotta admit, I'm lazy as hell. Let me tell y'all something. No, let me tell y'all something. And this is something I stand on what I'm about to say. I stand on what I'm about to say. If I had the drive that of a Deshaun, that of a Santiago, that of a Linda B, so forth and so on. Not gonna name everybody, but if I had that drive, there will be nobody on social media who can mess with me, period. There will be no coaches on social media who can mess with me, period. I promise you. But because I've gotten so lazy, that's the thing that I have against the Democratic Party because they try to act as if life is so down and hard and bad for a black dude. Let me tell you something. I've coasted my way into being rich. Coasted. I
No, you
am
did
a
not.
I am a
No, you did not,
1000%
Van.
bull.
No,
I
you
am a
did not,
bullshitter.
Van. Van,
Hey,
I'm going to disagree
Santiago,
with you.
Santi, I am a
Van, you know I'm
BSer.
going to disagree with you. You a hustler, baby. I'm not even going to let you even think that shit. Get the hell out of here. I'm sorry, guys. I know this guy that. No, he's not lazy at all. When I'm at this guy's house, man, all we doing is planning attacks. So, Van, not at all. Not at all. Don't believe it one bit. They wouldn't be here if you were. I wouldn't
I
be
don't
here
believe
if
it.
you were. I would not. Let
I
me tell you
don't
something. You're
believe
going to be wasting my goddamn time. Straight up.
all I'm saying is this.
just say it wasn't as hard as you thought it was.
Okay.
Once he got the game right, Van killed it.
All right, so I'm gonna say this. Okay, Santiago, I should have deleted you out of this bad boy, man. You messed up my speech. No, but what I was saying was, and my wife can attest to this. She says when she see how I run my business, she say you treat it like it's a hobby. What the like she be ready to punch me in my neck or something because I don't have. If I had the organization and the drive, I would be killing stuff. But I only brought that up to say this. There's absolutely no doom nor gloom in my life. I had no mother, no father. I'm from those same streets, 3rd Street Southeast, 4505, 3rd Street Southeast, Livingston Road. I was one of the bad kids. I didn't have my mother nor my father, raised by my cousin. But there was no doom nor any gloom. We knew what we had. We appreciated what we had. If we wanted better, we worked for it. That's it. Knock on doors, take out trash, go to the store for your neighbors, wash some windows at the gas station, pump some gas. I don't care if my friends walking by. Whatever. I'm out here. I'm out here to get it. Maybe I'm not as lazy as I thought.
No,
Thank
you're
you.
But
not.
Thank you. That's what the fuck
Yeah,
I'm
you
saying.
just went and just destroyed your whole argument on your
Yeah.
own. Keep talking, man. Keep
Well, just
talking.
keep talking and showing us that you really are a hard worker, Van.
Linda B.
All you saying, I think what you saying, Van, is yo, everybody push hard, yo.
No,
Press hard.
I'm saying Joe Biden, stop lying to these black dudes.
Stop lying to these people, yo.
Pander
Yeah.
to Morehouse and HBCUs to get them to back you because you don't really with them like that. That's what I'm saying.
And
You're right.
I hate the fact that these HBCUs get these DMs to say that mess to them. You know, I'm like, what's wrong with y'all? I
Well,
said
that's
on
because
the
they're bought
channel,
and paid for.
what
They're
is
part of that
wrong?
iron triangle. They're part of the iron
I know
triangle,
it,
bro.
but I'm like, y'all got to be smarter. I just said, I'm like, y'all.
Well, I think they are smarter than it, Linda B. To be honest with you, I think those young people that message didn't resonate with them.
Yeah.
I mean, think about the people that they're listening to right now. They're listening to people that are talking about boss stuff. They're listening to Ross and listening to these types of guys. These guys are talking about being bosses, owning land, owning businesses. That message ain't resonating with them young dudes, man.
They giving them the game. They giving them the game.
That message
still
ain't
need to stop
resonating with
letting them
them.
come have speeches and do speeches at
What
those.
it does, what the message from Joe Biden shows you is how far out of touch those people actually are with the black community, especially black men. It just shows you that they're so far out of touch. They don't know us. That's all I keep saying.
We need them to be out of touch right
and we
now.
exactly.
We need them out of touch, baby.
Absolutely.
We take advantage of that. Us right here take advantage of the out of touch.
Absolutely.
Get it.
That's why I tell people all the time. When I hear that right there, I'm like, man, these white liberals, they don't know black people. They don't know us, and they don't know how to reach us. Because if they did, they wouldn't continue to pander the way that they do. So,
Ooh, yes. Like the what's the broad? The woman. I'm sorry, the woman's name that was on CNN that just now
Lothian
interviewed Cameron.
Abby Phillips. Abby Phillips.
Bruh, she was so damn out of touch. You bringing Cam
Why
onto
not
your
Mace?
show?
Why did you bring Mace?
That's what I
Bring
said.
Mace.
I said the same thing.
But at least if you're gonna bring Cam, at least know how his podcast is popping right now. It's booming.
Yeah.
Tell him something about that. Bring him on there about that. Don't bring him on there to ask him, so, you know Diddy. Who gives a damn about Diddy? I'm not on here to talk about no Diddy. Like he's there to talk about
I did a reaction to that video. I haven't posted it yet. I don't know. I don't even know if I am. Maybe I'll throw it in the membership or something along those lines. But I said the same exact thing, Santi. I said the same thing. I was like, they brought the wrong person. They should have got Mace.
Yeah.
Mace actually has, a little more, maybe some intimate information about that situation.
I mean, he has hit songs with the man.
Exactly. I'm like, but that goes to show you that these people, they are so out of touch. They have no idea. And the great thing is that now that we have this side of things, folks on the independent side that can actually share and spread this information, because to be honest with you, for a very long time, there was no other place, no other avenue to get a different message. There was no other avenue. You got their message and that's it. It'd be somebody on the corner, like a dude called me about a month ago talking about he still wanting to pass out flyers. I'm like, bro, you hustling backwards. We ain't in the flyers game no more. You know what I'm saying? Like you hustling backwards. He want to pass out pamphlets like they used to do back in the day. Like, bro, we passed that.
Way to get to it, guys. Much
quicker way. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Good morning.
You put that pamphlet on that on TikTok and spread the message a whole lot faster than that.
Nah, River. Were you saying that Joe Biden should have said that to the guys at Morehouse?
No, but I was explaining why. I didn't say that he should. And I was also I'm not even saying that we should continue to say that message. I was just saying, he's repeating things that he knows that black people say to their kids.
Okay. And from his generation, that's probably what they used to say.
Yeah, from his generation, they say that because I don't tell my children that.
And that's
I've
why
never
he's
told
out
them
of
that.
touch.
I've never told my kids that either. No.
Yeah, you're not behind nobody. You better get out there.
As you know, he is in his 80s. So
But I think it would have been wrong if my mom didn't tell me that, if that's their life experience, if they don't, talk to me about stuff like that. I got to know my great grandfather, and his father was a slave. So I got like a secondhand account of like what slavery was like before he died. I mean, things were so bad for those folks. And I don't know. It taught me to be like really grateful and humble to hear about like how they weren't even able to get any kind of education. So when you tell me to work hard, it just makes me in a grateful place where, well, at least I can go to school. At least I have the ability to work hard. like I have so much more than what they had.
Yeah, but I also think that message from back in the day, and fortunately, my parents didn't tell me that. I didn't get brought up, my parents are young, so I have pretty young parents, but I didn't get brought up being taught, hey, you got to work 10 times as hard. I just got brought up, you need to work hard. You need to work your tail off. If you want something, anything is out there for you. And my grandfather used to say, anything worth having is worth working for. And I used to hear that, but I never was told you got to work 10 times as hard and you're inferior, or I was never brought up like that. I wasn't taught that.
We can hear
Yes.
you,
You, bro.
Brandon.
Yes.
Okay, yeah,
I see you.
I was talking earlier. I don't know what was going on.
All right, cool.
I was
That's hey, I hold on one second.
It was still true. It was still true though. That was the truth for that day.
Okay, so I will say this. This is what I'm saying about that. I think it was true for him for that day to think, but what makes him out of touch is that black young men do not have to work 10 times harder in order to be successful in this country. Only thing we need to do is continue to move in the same trajectory that we've been doing, because somebody must have told us something correct if we're sitting there graduating. So
From
why are you
Morehouse.
telling me why are you telling me that I'm behind white people and I'm about to graduate a prestigious HBCU? Don't tell me that. You're out of touch. But then when you have Trump talking, Trump don't say, hey, y'all still behind. So
No.
catch up, black people. Y'all still
Nope.
behind. No, he says this is the land of opportunity. You can do anything you want. Get out there and
Put the
get it.
work in. Absolutely. Just go out and work.
He
Put the
said
work in.
yesterday, he said that he's always heard that the harder you work, the luckier you get.
Yeah, exactly. I was just talking about that. That
Yeah,
message,
he
I
just
was
said
like,
that.
that's the message that
That's
should
vicious.
have been given to these young people. The harder you work, the luckier you get. That's the message right there. And to be honest with you, like I was saying earlier, the competition level right now is so low because there are so many lazy ass people out there. I worked in corporate America for 15 years, and I've seen so many people come out of college lazy as all get out. They have no work ethic because mom and daddy been paying for everything all the way up through college, and they get to work. They get to the workforce, and they have no work ethic. At 5 o'clock, matter of fact, 4:45, they shutting computers down. I'm out of here. Not realizing that if you really want to get it, you need to put that extra hour or two in to go and get it for real. But I mean, dude, the competition level isn't as great as they try to make it seem. It's not, to be honest with you. It just isn't. And I've worked with people that come
put that
from.
in somebody's psyche though? Why even want that to be in somebody's psyche? I don't even want that. If okay, I tell people this. This is how I vote. If I'm not going to tell my children this, then I'm not backing it with my vote. It's that
Absolutely.
simple. If I'm
Simple as
not
that.
telling my
Absolutely.
kids this, then I'm not backing that. The president is telling y'all that y'all are 10 steps behind this group of individuals. He's out of touch. Now, there was a day that would have been correct.
Yeah.
It's not today though.
That's not today.
It's just
He
it's
also
it's
said,
pandering.
It's pandering. You're
he
right,
also
Jeff.
said, he said that, you're working hard and then you're in a country that doesn't love you back. That's what Joe Biden said.
That's what Joe Biden said.
Yep.
Well,
in
he
a
probably
country
feels
that
like
doesn't
that.
love
You know what
back.
I'm saying? Because he's like, hey, if you ain't voting for me, you ain't black. So, hey, we can't love you.
Hey, Linda B, that's what he's saying again. He like, hey, if you don't vote for me, you're not black. None of you. I don't care how dark your skin is.
Just silly, man. Just silly. That was it was, to be honest with you, it was frustrating to listen to that, to be honest with you.
I will
And
tell
I'm
you
really
what
disappointed that they allowed this dude to come because he did the same thing at Howard. What was that, last year at the
He
commencement
did it
speech?
at Howard.
He did the same thing at
At
Howard.
Howard.
Well,
I got on to Howard about it. I said, y'all who went down, hey, your folks at Howard, what the world wrong with you?
He is the head of the party that most of us, the majority of us, vote for.
Sad.
So when he's like he is, they had Diddy speak at this school.
Oh,
They did. Well, yeah, they did. Yeah, they
I'm
did.
just
I
saying.
didn't know that.
Not
That's
that
why,
he shouldn't.
I don't even take the HBC
Not that he
serious like
shouldn't.
that. I don't even take them that seriously because a lot of them are a mess. A lot of them. If you know anybody that actually went to those schools, oh my goodness, man. My friends, growing up in Atlanta, obviously we got the CU Center. We got a ton of HBCUs all throughout Georgia. And I've heard more complaints, about the staff, you know, the issues that go on, you know, with the student loans and all that, man. It's a mess. A lot of these places, a
Howard is
mess.
definitely a mess in that regard because it was a mess. My niece goes there, and she could barely get food out of the cafeteria.
Yeah,
You
it
know,
was a mess. I mean, they were defrauding the kids at Morris Brown. That's why they lost their accreditation. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of these schools, man. But again, it goes back to what I was talking about, the iron triangle, you know, and that's how they use that to keep people down. But the thing is that it's not really working. People aren't going to church like that anymore, so folks aren't listening to the pastors. You know, these political organizers that are out there, folks ain't really rocking with them no more because we don't believe you no more. You know, so they're slowly but surely getting pushed to the wayside. And these politicians, we already know that a lot of them, especially on the Democrat side, they lying, and we ain't rocking with them like that anymore. So slowly but surely, the game plan that the playbook that used to work, it don't work anymore.
Deshaun, what was that iron triangle?
What was the iron triangle? The iron triangle is the black preacher, black political organizer, and the black politician. The iron triangle.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Vince Everett Ellison wrote a book about it.
Yeah, Mr. Vince
That
Everett
dude
Ellison. He wrote a
raw.
book
He is
called
very
The
raw.
Iron
Sounds like a
Triangle, and
preacher,
he
but it's all
discusses it and discusses how it's been used to keep black people subservient to the Democrat Party. Oh, it's a great freaking book. If you haven't read it, I own it. I have it right here. If you have it, it's
What's
freaking
the name of the book?
phenomenal. It's called The Iron Triangle.
Oh, okay. By who?
Vince Everett
It's,
Ellison.
yeah. I watched that
If
joint
you
twice, man.
if you look at the contrast between his speech and the commencement speech by Harris Buckner at the Catholic school, everyone's talking about the negativity of that speech as opposed to the negativity of Biden's speech, and that's just where we are in this country today. It's all about stoking fire.
Yep.
Oh, I get it now. It's all about your focus.
And it's all
Wow.
a distraction. I mean, when you listen to what Harrison said in his speech, it was all positive.
Yeah,
But they've used it as a distraction to cover up for how bad Joe Biden's speech was at Morehouse.
yeah.
Well, Harris was wrong for mansplaining to them beautiful young
Oh
ladies
Lord.
what they should do when they get out of college. You shouldn't get no job, just find a man, get pregnant. That's what he said. Find your man, get pregnant.
we got enough people just getting pregnant in our community.
Well, we don't need to get pregnant. How about find you a good man, get married, then have those kids? We got
Yeah,
enough of that
because
going
we
on in
got
our
enough getting
neighborhoods.
pregnant around here.